Traders, welcome to today's Equity Empire Chart Analysis session. My name is John McHugh. I'm a former Wall Street analyst, hedge fund manager, and independent trader primarily in small cap stocks for the better part of 30 years. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the chart on Fastly, the content delivery network. And when we take a look at the chart, as usual, only going to be focusing on two things. I'm going to be focusing on the direction of the trend, how long the trend has been going on, and also looking for support and resistance levels where we can see if there's an opportunity to get maybe a quick bounce for a trade, or maybe if you're looking for a lower entry price for a longer term position. So let's get right into the action. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit here, and as you can see, going into actually before the last couple days, we had just established a pretty nice looking uptrend where you had a low, a high, you had a higher low established, and then a higher high. So just last week, we were in a good looking uptrend. Now that uptrend is still intact because we call this the controlling swing low. That is still intact. But if that were to break, then our uptrend would be violated. So ideally, we'd be looking for an entry point in a support level while we're still in an uptrend. And actually, there is one support level that I'm going to point out here in a moment. But what I'm going to do next is look for support levels. And the first one we're just pointing at is right here in this level here. That's in the 2321 to 2203 price range. There's another support level just below that. It's a little more substantial, although we would, as I just mentioned, we would break that uptrend if we were going to get here. But this was a pretty good consolidation area before it started to really climb higher. And that's in the 2073 to 1881 price range. And then if we kind of zoom out a little bit more, we can see there's a nice double bottom down here in the 1703 to 1570 price range. Here's our little W bottom or double bottom. Here's the middle congestion area. And then here's the controlling swing low that would be the ideal bounce. And that's getting very, very close there. So three support levels to consider, either for a quick bounce trade or maybe once again, if you're looking for a lower entry price for a longer term position. Now I do want to point out a resistance level. And this is really interesting because our resistance level here in the 3140 to 3277 price range came very close to that resistance level and reversed. So it's almost like the sellers right here were, the buyers could sense that there were eager sellers in the 3140 to 32 and change price range. And we did get a pretty vicious sell-off as we neared that resistance level. So we'll have to pay attention to that, maybe use that as a target. But this is still a good looking support level because it gapped down after earnings, stayed in the same price range for a day, and then surged higher just 2 days after earnings. So this is a very tradable level here. I would point out that using a protective stop just below any one of these support levels would be good risk management. Okay. Now, how much below the level? That's up to you, but don't go out on that high wire without a safety net. And there's your safety net there. So three support levels to consider while we're still in an uptrend. One resistance level to be aware of if we're looking for an exit or maybe looking for a short position in the future. So I hope you enjoyed today's session. I'll be back multiple times this week with more technical analysis. In the meantime, I want to wish you all the best of luck in your trading and investing, and we'll see you soon.